That's what's up. I see y'all already in here. Let me get the sham god. I might have to move that west, bro. All right. Yizzo, peace. Peace to all. Y'all come in here. I got a great presentation for y'all. I've been putting my been dotting my I's and crossing my T's and vice versa before I got on here. So he said, you late. Not late. I'm always on time, man. Always on time. See, y'all was in here when I got here. That's what's up. Y'all share this live stream. I appreciate y'all for coming through. He said he better play the blade card, man. They send blades to the penitentiary. Penitentiary's full of blades. That ain't never saved nobody. But yeah, y'all share the live. I'm gonna wait. I see the notifications still going out rapidly. That's what's up. Eddie said, make it juicy. Gully on. That's right. He said, oh shit. No, they gonna use his lyrics against him. Let's go into this. Today, as y'all all know, Young Thug, Jeffrey Williams had a motion hearing this afternoon, and it was broadcasted live on I think it was called Crime and Law TV. I put the link in the description if y'all didn't see the hearing. Go to the description in this very video that you're watching right now. The video is down there. It's a 13-minute video, and it kind of walks you through the prosecution's case. It gives you an idea what type of ammunition they have against him. As a matter of fact, speaking of ammunition, they have 17 sets of lyrics that they plan on using against him. When they say sets, I don't know if those are lines or bars or what, but they said 17 sets of lyrics that they're going to use. Now, this might come as a surprise to a lot of people. Myself, I thought that we were protected. I thought people were protected by freedom of speech. The First Amendment, freedom of speech. And that's a very, very tricky amendment, because when you go look up the First Amendment, freedom of speech, it has a quote right beneath it, and it says the U.S. Supreme Court has often struggled to determine exactly what constitutes protected speech. So it kind of sounds like they got an option on what they're going to accept and what they're not going to accept. This is what I think they're not going to accept. I don't think they're going to accept no homicides. I think if you got homicide cases, they ain't going to be real ethical in their prosecution of you, because number one, you're famous. And, Fulton County, they're spending money on this prosecution. This is a state RICO case. You know what I'm saying? So it's totally funded by the state of Georgia. They say that the U.S. Supreme Court has often struggled to determine exactly what constitutes free speech. Today, in this hearing, the district attorney, she laid out her reasons why she wants to use lyrics in this case. She laid this case out before the judge on why she wants to use lyrics in this case, and she started to recite lyrics. And when she first recite the lyrics to you or to anybody, the lyrics don't mean much. The lyrics don't mean much, not unless you a prosecutor. At which point they take your lyrics, they take lines from Young Thug, like 100 rounds in a Tahoe. When he says that in a song, the district attorney pauses it, and she says that she feels that he's speaking about the murder of Donovan Nut Thomas. This is the one of the main murders that they're charged with, right? One of the main murders that they're charged with. Donovan Thomas drove a Tahoe. He was killed at his barbershop, and his truck, the Tahoe, was parked right there where he was gunned down at. So she's saying that these lyrics mean something. Mr. Williams, who she referred to him as, she says that he often did what they call a YSL identifier, and that was the nose wipe. So this is basically, helping them seal their insinuation that he's a leader of an organized enterprise. He's representing it. Rapping about crimes while committing crimes, because you going to jail. Rapping about crimes while committing crimes is not working out for anyone. This whole situation about music and being protected by free speech. Luther Campbell went to court in 1990, October 21st, 1990, with the U.S. Southern District Court of Florida, who had ruled earlier in the year of 1990 that his project, Nasty as They Wanna Be, was obscene. They went as far as arresting people, mom and pop record store owners, and anybody that they caught with it. Because Luther Campbell, that's Luke from 2 Live Crew, because Luther Campbell had access to, millions of dollars, he appealed. He appealed this decision, and this ruling was overturned October 21st, 1990, in which they cited freedom of speech. They was on him. They was on Luke about saying, throw that dick, pop that pussy, shit like that. The way the world is now, 2 Live Crew almost sound like, PG type shit. The freedom of speech thing, I think the freedom of speech thing only, I don't think freedom of speech applies to everybody. I think only people that freedom of speech applies to is the Rainbow Committee, the Rainbows. Let me see. The Aryan Nation, those types of people and shit. If you criminal, they gonna cut the corner. They gonna cut the corner. They not hearing this. Young Thug is rapping about, according to the district attorney, he's rapping about YSL activities. Another one of the lyrics that they're using against him is, of course, y'all know, I shot at his mommy house, now he won't mention me. Yes, they're using that against him. Why are they using that against him? Because in 2015, January 2015, Lucci's mom crib got shot up, right? Boom. Now you can say that, well, that's a stretch saying that they did it. How you know they did it? They left a lot of shells at the scene. They was letting it off. Do you know them YSL niggas later got caught with that same gun from that shooting? So the fact that he said this, I shot at his mommy house, now he won't mention me, and Lucci's mom crib, somebody that he was beefing with, house got shot up, and a weapon tied to this crime was caught in the possession of a YSL member. This is why they saying that his lyrics is real. while they're reciting his lyrics, one of the songs that they brought up, ironically, YNW Melly was on the hook. Another psychopath. Right? God, they got all the wrong. They got all the wrong shit, man. Like, it just looked bad, man. Like, there's no light. There's no light in this case. Now, listen, right? I spoke about this yesterday, and I said, damn. It kind of looked like he might beat it. It's because I felt that the judge was getting upset with the prosecution. I felt that they was doing something wrong and shit, right? But that's not why he was upset with the prosecution. He was upset with the prosecution, man, because they was calling so many goddamn witnesses and implemented so many forms of fucking evidence. Shit got on his fucking nerves. And this is why he spazzed the fuck out. Like, man, y'all need to get y'all shit together and present this shit all at once. And they had an enormous amount of fucking evidence on these dudes. And the protected by freedom of speech, the shit that the prosecutor said in front of the judge, the shit that the prosecutor said in front of the judge, it was enough to convince the judge to rule that this evidence is admissible. So they're gonna use it. They're gonna use it. They got a trial date, November 27th. You can't man. I advise people who living like that. I advise you to get you guys to get something else to do with your life. I'm dead serious, man. There's no light at the end of the tunnel. This is a motion hearing. This hearing right here. This is a motion hearing. This is a part of his ploy to get out of jail. And just because he filed a motion, the DA unloaded all that fucking evidence right there on the spot. Like, this is what more to come. You know what I'm saying? He said that's probably why Gunna told. His brother got out, went right back over some dumb stuff, getting caught with a gun, doing 9 years. Would any of this be labeled as serial killings? No, I don't think so. These guys be out here straight goofy rapping about it. Let's talk about that for a minute, right? Because I was in a conversation with somebody who's seen my earlier videos when I was speaking about subliminal suggestions through music and shit, right? In Georgia, Fanny says, if you say it in a song, I believe you. That's what she said. She said, I believe you. She said, if you say these things, I believe you, and I'm going to prosecute you for what you said. The music that I was reciting some music to myself earlier, and people like, the special ed situation happened, and he said something about NWA causing destruction and shit. And that was totally far from the truth because NWA had a level of activism with them. They rapped about fuck the police, of course. And MC Ren was always revolutionary in his lyrics. And the song, I think it was called Niggas for Life. He said, why do I call myself a nigga, you ask me? Because police always want to harass me. And he went off into that lesson right there. And you can't compare them to the music that's being put out today because the people that's putting this music out today, they really live in this shit. They really live in this shit. And something probably has to be done about it to stop the murders. You know what I'm saying? We got a nigga, let's just say it, right? Niggas who shoot up mommy crib, niggas who shooting up black women's cribs and shit. That shit ain't had nothing to do with his mom. That shit ain't had nothing to do with his mom. Niggas just shooting up motherfuckers' mom's crib and shit like that, shooting up black women's crib, got them ducking all on the ground and shit, trying to save their life, glass and shit breaking. Need to be in the fucking penitentiary. They do. Need to be in the fucking penitentiary. That's what I feel about that. And that's probably why he in the situation he in. And the fact that he rapped about the shit say that he don't need to be in society. He don't. I spoke about, niggas that be having mental problems and shit like that. That's for real. It's for real. It's for real. If you look into some people's behaviors, you gotta have some type of mental deficiency. If you already rich, you're rich, your family taken care of, you have basically any bitch you want in the world, and you want to kill and do all this monkey shit. Biggie Smalls said it himself. Your reign on the top was short like leprechauns. You're not gonna be here, and you don't deserve to be here. In regards to that D1 situation, a lot of people contacted me about that D1. Y'all liked that video that much? Y'all liked that video that much? A lot of people spoke to me about that D1 video, right? There's a video that's real popular. It's old though. And it's Meek saying, yo, a real nigga don't do this, and a real nigga, anybody could shoot, A real nigga, take care of your mom and buy her house and get her out the crib. That's what real niggas do, Y'all remember the video I'm talking about? Y'all know the video I'm talking about. This video was viral. Y'all know the video I'm talking about. Got on a baseball cap, there's a couple guys around him and shit. Y'all know the video, right? Right? He went from that video and telling people to pursue their dreams, dream chasers, to rapping about killing and shit, You know what I'm saying? Putting hits on people, trying to be like them Chicago niggas. That's what he did, because he didn't start out, his music wasn't so bloody. His music wasn't so bloody back in the day and shit. As a matter of fact, I remember Tony's Story being the most gruesome song on his album back in the day. Tony's Story. That was like that was as gruesome as it got and shit. Right? Now he's talking about putting hits on people and killing people and shit. He should be held accountable for what come out of his mouth. That's all D1 was saying. D1 was saying that you are the face of prison reform. You said that you was the face of prison reform. You put out Puma sneakers that had reform on them, and we supported you. But now you talking all this killing shit. Let's just say it what it is, right? Meek he's a little impressionable. Chicago niggas left an impression on him. They did. They left an impression on him. They did. And he need to stop that shit, because he can make good music. If you think about it, Maybach music wasn't talking about killing motherfuckers. Think about it when you heard it. Maybach music. You about to hear a bunch of elegant fly shit. That's what that shit was about. You know what I'm saying? Where did all this killer shit come from? Where did it come from? Niggas, yeah, it was luxury music. That's what they called it and shit. It's fly shit. You dig? How did we get to this killer, bloody? What happened? Following. I said this. I said, people shouldn't go in the booth and say and try to make Don't go in the booth and try to make an album for the fans. Don't do that. Don't make a project for the fans. Don't do that. Make it for yourself. Make it how you want it to be. You know what I'm saying? And you will develop fanfare. Your fans will love you for that. You don't give them predictable shit. Everybody talking about killing, so I'm about to start rapping about it too. That's whack as fuck. That's corny as fuck. That is. Straight up. You and Doggy Diamonds is all I care to watch on this godforsaken phone. Keep executing every endeavor with ease. Dykeman, New York City. I appreciate you. He said, I think that's why Wale left MMG. Stally too. It was another nigga with them niggas too that was nice. Stally from Ohio. He just vanished and shit. All Meek was rapping about was the rollie in the beginning. That's true. WG, I appreciate the super chat. Let's pay attention to what's going on before us, right? Now check this out. He hang out with Blade millionaires and shit, right? Billionaires, whatever. Them guys got money invested in private prisons and shit. Ain't nothing wrong with that. If I figured out a way to buy stocks in penitentiaries, I would do it too. I would. It's a great investment. Niggas going to jail every day. But Meek know that. He know that's where their interest lies, right? He gonna make the death music for them. So it fuels and feeds their endeavor. You feel me? Ain't that a bitch? Ain't that a bitch? This is kind of like where they say that when we have leaders and shit, they disarm them. They'll just pay them and shit. Just pay him. He'll go away. That's what they've been known to do to niggas. He said, Meek want to be a gangster one week, then a bunny hopper the next. And then get on the mic and start talking about having motherfuckers killed and shit. I like this Stally. He just disappeared and shit. He was dope. Regular dope. And he was an ex-basketball player. Yeah. He said, control opposition. Y'all like the video as y'all come in here. I appreciate y'all coming in here to joining this discussion. But November 27th, because of the things that he said, 100 rounds in the Tahoe, Donovan Nut Thomas, one of the victims in this case, murder victims. He drove a Tahoe, was killed at his barbershop. The Tahoe was parked right there and shit. He said, yep, African politicians always take the money from the small hat. I like the wordsmith song you put out. You might want to rephrase that or super chat that and we can get to the bottom of what you just said. A lot of kids lost their lives for nothing. The bad thing about the situation with Meek is that Meek can rap. Meek can write a better song. He can write ballads with chicks and all of that. He's versatile and shit. So when he do that, it's his lower self. It's a banger. Make no mistakes about it. That Shaq and Kobe joint is a banger. Rapping is an art form. Sometimes you just need to get stuff off your chest. You shouldn't be judged on face value like it's real all the time. If they got actual acts, conduct, the support what these niggas is rapping about, it ain't about what me and you saying, my nigga. The United States, the courts right now, they starting to say that it's a crime. This topic is coming around regularly, right? Right? Oh, Wordsworth he was talking about. He said Thug might be done. They got 17 sets of lyrics. That sounds like a lot of work that his defense team gonna have to deal with. And I know Luther Campbell looking at this situation like, damn, I went and fought for y'all. Although his situation was in Florida, I know he felt that as far as being a rapper, he fought for the freedom of speech shit. He went all the way to court about it. But when there's killings involved, they gonna bend the rules a little bit. That's something that's not spoken of about the U.S. court system, is how they bend the rules, and that's what makes the court system frightening. That's what makes it frightening, because you're not protected by the U.S. Constitution. I say this to black people all the time, but all you got to do is go look up the First Amendment, freedom of speech. Right below it, it says the U.S. Supreme Court has often struggled to determine exactly what constitutes protected speech. So if they telling you that, and if they telling you that in the Constitution that they struggle to enforce it, they're gonna play the fence with it. If you kill, you're going to jail. But freedom of speech, that's only for the blades and shit like that. You know, the people who are allowed to say what the fuck they want in the United States. There's a list of motherfuckers who can say what the fuck they want. If you killing, you bet not say nothing. Straight up. He said that wasn't talking about us though. They about to make an example out of them, especially by it being election year. If they use the lyrics, then what about the producer and labels? I imagine that a rapper can say, I didn't write that shit. I hired somebody to write that shit. They're going to go into the fucking production credits and see who got paid and credited as a writer. Deal with it like that, I imagine. But they got 17 lines. If they got 17 lines out of his music and a physical act to support each line, like the 100 rounds in the Tahoe and I shot at his mommy house, if they got 17 instances of that, he's the fuck buried alive. He said he better take a deal. If he gets found guilty, he might get 30 years. I think he get the will. Can't say anything anymore. Best to stay offline if you're doing dirt. I agree with that. My man said the whole case is a reach. That murder case of Donovan Thomas, that's kind of like they got a few things to support it. Peace, Sandy. Sandy, moderators, I need y'all on Twitter, man. We need to congregate on Twitter. I keep telling y'all that. Y'all need to make Twitter pages. Rollo out, Young Thug going in for the next 5 years. Rollo made it juicy for him. Rollo's doing what's trendy right now. What's trendy right now? Don't you know Rollo is? Don't you know he's online? He's watching what's going on with BMF and all these different El Chapo. Didn't El Chapo tell? These motherfuckers like, man, nobody wants to go to jail. I'm gonna tell you why. This is one of the reasons niggas want out. Y'all ready for this? Y'all ready for this? Them niggas in these jails in the United States got knives. Oh my God. They got knives. My nigga, it ain't about how well you can fight. These motherfuckers in these institutions, man, like they gotta get control of the metal. God damn, like give a motherfucker a fighting chance on coming home, man. How the fuck is a motherfucker supposed to serve time? Have y'all seen some of the weaponry in this? It ain't even fair. Yo, man, come on, man. Have you seen the knives? Motherfuckers be in there getting punctured and stabbed the fuck up and shit. Motherfuckers like, man, I gotta get the fuck out of here. The motherfuckers that's in here, there's no tomorrow. The niggas that's doing this knife work, man, these niggas got time to do and shit. Like they didn't already counted themselves out, man. Like you said, yeah, medieval. They didn't already counted themselves out, man. Like, who wants to be amongst that shit? A lot of the mobsters told on each other. Let me speak about Nate Boone and that other Blade nigga. I'm glad you brought that up. I needed to put that in this live stream. Don't believe that nigga Boone, yo. Don't believe that nigga Boone. All them best friends niggas is dead and shit, except for like the machine and shit. It's a couple of them still living and shit, but don't believe that nigga, man. Like, he lies too much, man. Like, we grown ass motherfucking men, man. We know you know how when you grow up with somebody in your family that lie all the time, they just go overboard with the shit, and he's known as the liar in the family. That's that nigga. He's a liar, y'all. And you know what niggas need to stop doing? Have y'all noticed that the age of the criminal shit has gotten younger and shit? Have y'all peeped that? All these niggas was killing motherfuckers when they was 10, having sex, robbing shit, all this selling dope. Oh, man, y'all need to stop this shit, man. Like, I understand y'all hustling online, man. Y'all a little older, motherfucker told y'all there's some money here and shit, man. Y'all need to stop that shit, man. It's too extreme, man. Like, goddamn, man. We grown, man. Like, and then you got other niggas that's out here and shit, right? That's from Detroit, that's from the same era, they same age era. They like, man, we don't even know that nigga like that. Like, they saying they don't even know him. They like, yeah, he was with them and he was involved. Like, he did some shit, but his name, he calling himself the Grim Reaper. He like he killed 30 people. They like, man, this nigga ain't killed 30 people in Detroit. We live down here and shit, man. Like, and niggas keep on interviewing him over and over and over. It's a damn shame. Him and Fleece. Fleece thinks he's a goddamn celebrity. Fleece think there's a place in society for him, in civilized society for him, and what he do. You a fucking rapist, my nigga. You a prison rapist. Fleece Johnson is a rapist. Do y'all understand that? He raped young black boys and young white boys and shit. He talking about that he only try to make it like man, that nigga is a rapist and dangerous as shit. You feel me? Was dangerous in jail. His age, that shit was like permitted. That was like regular shit. All of that shit I went to the prison system in 1996, 97, right? I went to the prison system, the state prison system, right as they was like shunning that type of shit. I was at the era when that shit started to get shunned. Before I got to jail, them older niggas, they was cool with that shit. They thought that shit was like masculine or some shit like that. You know what I mean? They thought that shit was some hit. Like, I was in jail. It's like, you still seen it, them older niggas. They might be walking with two boys and shit like that. They thought that was some status or some shit. They're from that generation where it was normal. Go look at their movies. Go look at old movies and shit like that. That's why it's in the movies, because it was regular shit. You feel me? But him, per se, he's an old blade and a rapist at that. And I don't understand why people be in his comments talking like y'all be talking to him and shit like that. Makes no sense. That makes no sense. His claim to fame is having anal sex with men forcibly. That's how he came to light from lockup. He's the booty warrior. I like you, and we can do this one or two ways and shit. A threatening, dangerous blade. By the time I came, I know it's different in the feds, but by the time I came through the state system, that shit, old blade niggas get punched in their mouth and shit like that. Like, motherfucker tell them, man, get your bitch ass out of here. Like, they don't even fuck around. Like, they don't even play. They know. Going over there to that corner wherever y'all be at and shit like that. And don't come through here, man, unless you buying something. You know what I mean? Playing a ticket or something like that. Like, with the exception of that, y'all get the fuck out of here and shit. And that's their business. What they do, that's their business. But they tripping for real. He said, I'm gonna tell you something else. Let's go for everybody. If you watched more than one Fleece Johnson interview, you're curious. I believe you're curious. I believe you're curious. Straight up. There's no way that a heterosexual male would take any interest in that. Do y'all understand there's blood involved? Do y'all understand there's blood involved with what he talking about? Knives and shit like that. It was rules, the jails I was in, it was rules. They didn't tolerate that shit. Like if you fucking around like that, you better go the fuck over there and shit. Like they already know what time it was and shit. Y'all done gave him a following. He talking about he got a fucking agent. People want to book me and shit. Book you where? Who gonna trust you around some kids? You can't be speaking to the kids. Who the fuck gonna take their kids around this motherfucker? Like, for real. Who gonna take their kids around this man? He has no place in society and shit. You know what I'm saying? He need his fucking head examined and shit. He's out of touch. He's out of touch. Niggas be desperate just accepting any type of content. They be struggling. Don't y'all be seeing these niggas struggling? Don't y'all be seeing these niggas struggling? The algorithm has been unkind to garbage content. I don't wish jail on no man, but they should have kept Fleece Johnson. It was best if Fleece came the fuck home and out of there before one of them young niggas from this new hip hop generation put some metal in his old ass. He said probably can't get with a woman. They say that nigga married. Type of woman would accept a guy like that. He's famous for rape. He said, "You see, they got paperwork on Big U." I try not to. I try to stay away from Big U and Whack 100 shit, man. Like I don't think it's no light there and shit, man. I try to only speak on that shit when necessary. But I made a video. It's been out for over a year. I was warned to stay away from Big U when I first started filming in Los Angeles. I spoke about that. I told y'all about that. He said, "Shorty got to be just as evil as him to wipe this man." Ain't that normal in Alabama? It's normal in prison, but it's not like these dudes making it. That shit with Fleece, that down south, he probably could have got away with that shit. Jails up north is more niggas be cultured. Even the gang niggas be having a level of culture with them and shit like that. Like that shit shunned up north 100%. But I guess in the feds and other places, it's accepted. They need to grow up and move on. Make sure y'all follow me on Twitter. I told y'all I'm active over there again. Young Thug being penalized for his raps. Damn. It's a lot of people that said a lot of worse shit. You know what I mean? A lot of people said a lot of worse shit in songs, but guess they didn't act it out. He said it's shunned in conservative parts of the South. Man, they got Blade documentaries, rape documentaries about the South on YouTube. They don't have no shit like that about jails in the North. You'll never see no shit like that about jails in the North. You get below that Mason Dixon line, man, shit get a little different. Listen, right? If you follow the podcast, especially the truck drivers, I just did a classic piece on this, like part one. I'm gonna go into it a little bit further. This is about fraternities and shit. If you too we gangs, street gangs are nothing. These fraternities and shit like that. Oh boy, that's a whole nother level of organized gangster shit. And I'm being exposed to it. I'm starting to understand. And I said this on my live. they philosophies and the shit they pumping into them frat niggas. That's that's why they always stay in fights on campus and shit. I spoke about it, man. You stay in confrontations with them niggas and shit. He said reading is fundamental. I blacked out at Barnes and Noble the other day. I told y'all that. The hazing shit is crazy. They got a new form of hazing. They use alcohol now. Instead of doing shit to show up like bruises and shit, they don't want to bruise your body or fuck you up or nothing like that, no injuries. They be having these motherfuckers drinking gallons of liquor. Go in that closet and drink this gallon. You and two other motherfuckers don't come out till it's done. Shit like that. The fuck? The fuck, man? Like, what the fuck? Frats are for life. The networking lasts forever. Yeah. Very, very organized situation, but here in Baltimore City, we had a jail called the Cut in Hagertowns. There was a lot of booty bandits. That's what Jordan Peele film Us was about. Most presidents are frat brothers. 80% of the power players in the United States, government, law enforcement, investment firms, fraternities. Straight up. Nobody told us all of this when we was on campus. Motherfucker would have considered it, but people like us, we not doing none of that shit. And I understand the ritual. I understand it's not for everybody. We gonna be all right. Look up Albert Pike, founder of the Klan. He belonged to an old frat. Giuseppe Mazzini founded the Mafia in Italy. He belonged to the same frat. I'm starting to explore these things. They got different levels of frats. When you get to the millionaire and the billionaire status, you get invited to a frat. Diddy's a part of a frat, I promise you. And the rituals, be that blaze shit. You got to come in here and do this, so we know you never expose our secrets. We know you'll never expose our secrets if you do this. It all makes sense. Enjoy your platform, Gully TV, informative and entertaining. CJ the Maestro, I appreciate your super chat. Some of this shit goes back to before Egypt. Frats became secret society. I might be silenced for some of the shit that I'm saying. Nah, I'm fucking with y'all, but this shit is real. I'm gonna go back into it though. But make sure y'all go to the I just uploaded the podcast episode. It's like 45 minutes. Go check that joint out. It's classic. What's the name of the book? It's called Among the Bros by Max Marshall. A fraternity crime story. I thought it was just gonna be about hazing. Them niggas kill, sell drugs, all of the above. Are black frats and white frats respected on the same level? Absolutely not. They got certain fraternities in the United States where you got to be rich to get down on campuses, on college campuses, where you got to be rich to get down, for real. And you can't even get accepted if you ain't rich. So, and all of they pledges, all of they pledgees and shit, it's just filtering more power and influence into the organization and shit. That's crazy as fuck. But they got fraternities for all sorts of economic levels. They got one for rich motherfuckers. They got one for the mid-level motherfuckers, and they got bum frats. Ask a nigga that's a frat. He'll tell you some bum niggas, some bum frats. He said, Skull and Bones, the main one. He said, I'm in a frat. This is Major Cap. Hey, man, I know you ain't liking what I'm saying. I know you ain't liking it, but I'm giving y'all props. I'm like, man, y'all very organized as shit. I'm talking about the things that's required to get down. If you want to know some frat stories, you got to ask some broads, ask some bad bitches, ask some bad bitches. They could tell you the secrets because they the ones that get invited to all of they shit. He said historically black frats are different than the ones that the book probably explores. Hey man, I'm gonna tell you this. This is from studies. This is I'm gonna lead us at this. From studies, they said once upon a time, fraternities was like cardigan wearing, you know, varsity jacket wearing guys, clean cut, mild mannered gentlemen, high grade point averages and shit like that. Very reserved, religious, do community service, all of that, right? They said in the early 80s, John Belushi came out with a movie called Animal House. This has been proven by studies. Do you hear me? Animal House came out. When them white boys seen Animal House, they like, oh, why be like that when we can be like this? I'm dead serious. And they went fucking berserk. They went berserk, yo. Yo, they went fucking berserk. And that's why they know for all of that wild shit. Straight up. For real. He said black frats and white frats get the same thing in common, power and numbers and making money. If your girl was a Kappa sweetheart, she definitely horoscope in college. Be funny. Y'all subscribe to the channel and hit the top bell so you get all the notification. Animal House. Revenge of the Nerds. I spoke about all of those movies. That was our perception of fraternities, television and shit in the 1980s. Nerds, Animal House, of course. It was something else. It was something else. Porky's. Porky's. Thank you. He said the Skull and Bones movie was spooky. Matt, y'all keep talking about that. I'm gonna have to check that out. What's that on Netflix? Y'all like the video. I appreciate y'all for coming through. I ain't gonna stay long. I already announced what I had to announce. If you want to see the live video of Young Thug's court hearing, look at the link in this description of this video you watching right now. It's 13 minutes long. You'll hear firsthand why the judge decided to accept Mr. Williams, Jeffrey Williams, Young Thug's lyrics, 17 sets of them actually, as admissible in this prosecution against him. He said Skull and Bones, the most powerful frat in America. I gotta watch that shit, man. Anyway, I appreciate y'all for coming through, man. That's been my 50 minutes. Y'all know I don't be long. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel. Right before I got on here, I uploaded some dope. It's 45 minutes long. It's about fraternities in the United States. I seen some guys in here, some frat guys in here. They said it's cap. Y'all listen to what the dribble got to say, man. I'm up out of here though. Peace.